is the Rangers Journal Night.
Good evening, folks. This is Jock hosting his first ever podcast live on the Rangers Journal. Oh, hang on, I'm double beaten here. Sorry, right, we'll go again here. Right, aye. So, Dino, what do you make of that?
It's Rangers to a T, isn't it?
Aye. Aye.
It wouldn't be Rangers if there wasn't drama like that. Keeping us up past our bedtime.
That's it. Aye, it's a late on the night. So, where do you even start there? Like you said before we started there, wouldn't it be like Rangers to do what we've done, but we've managed to do it. I'll go to the lineup first of all. Then, obviously, the lineup broke whenever we were doing the pre-match lineup. Was it any surprises in there for you?
No, Jock, go and hold on a second. I've got the phone.
Okay.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
Folks, I'll run you through the lineup here. So we had Butland, who we'll talk about later on, I'm sure. Tavernier, Suter, Balogun, Sterling come in, Raskin, Barn, Yefte, Cherny, Diamande, and Dessers. So Sterling obviously didn't start the game last week away, but he was in the lineup tonight. Dino, the lineup then, was there any surprises or?
No, I kind of thought that would have been the team going with. It was either stick or twist to what worked last week, wasn't it?
Aye.
So, and really, I think Sterling coming back on coming in at right wing back just gave us that bit of balance on the right hand side. That's all that was. Clearly not yet match fit, but did his bit, and then obviously Radvan came on for him.
We kind of went with it was just basically really the same formation, wasn't it? It was just the change there. Obviously Balogun starting and Sterling starting. First half, what was your thoughts? How did you think it went?
Yeah, it was just, I thought we were quite wasteful in the final third. And I just wasteful in possession, and then we didn't really look like hurting them, I don't think, at all in the first half.
I thought Cherny, first maybe 35, 40 minutes was fantastic. I thought the output we got from him, and I think it was just the decision making really in the final third is what let us down. I'm looking at the match stats here. Overall, there was 23 shots, and we had 9 on target. Now I can't really mind the 9 shots on target. Certainly not from the first half. As you say, we were wasteful in that first half, and we never really had one of those sort of guilty chances where you thought he should have tucked that away. And I think personally, I thought that the decision making final third as well was pretty poor. For as good as Cherny was, I thought he was kind of frustrating as well because he just wouldn't shoot. Shoot, just take the shot on. He just tried to beat his man maybe one too many times.
Yeah, and they were. You can see that Jose's seen the threat that he brings, and every time he was on the ball, there was 2-3 players around him as well. So he was kind of up against it, but
he still found space, though.
But that's what I'm saying. He still found space, still managed to get through, but we didn't capitalise on that. I thought maybe we should have made a tactical change to capitalise on that, and as Super was said on the comms about getting the ball to him, because he was several times, it was just poor decision making all throughout the match. But you would have thought if we'd given the ball to Cherny more often and you'd drawn 2-3 players on him, it's going to obviously create space, but we never capitalised on that, so it was just made the viewing that bit more frustrating, I guess.
Aye. So I say there wasn't much really on a Rangers perspective to talk about in the first half, and then I thought we're going to get in here 0-0, we're doing all right. Wasn't the case. What did you think of their goal?
I mean, well, to be fair, if Tav stuck with his man instead of ball watched, he wouldn't have found himself under the ball to allow the guy to hit the shot. I mean, hit it sweet as a nut. Great goal. There's no really dispute there. However, I do think the goal maybe wouldn't have came if Tav stuck on his man, because there was no need for him to actually go towards the ball, really. If he just stuck with his man, he would have been able to have headed that out. But however, give the boy credit, great goal.
Aye, same here. I can't really fault the finish, because if you watch it, there's a better angle. You sort of look from the pitch looking in, and you see obviously the ball goes over Tav, and you see him adjust his feet perfectly just to hit it on the inside the laces, and he just puts it in top corner. That's two sort of similar goals, really, isn't it? From the away game as well, where they've two brilliantly technical finishes that you can't really argue, and that's the sort of level you're up against when you get to this stage of the competition, isn't it?
Aye, it's just the natural ability and the technique the boys obviously got to hit a goal as sweet as that.
Second half, then we sort of started on the front foot. I thought we did okay early doors.
Aye, we were kind of thought we were. I thought maybe we would do that to, show the fans that we're not just going to sit back. But nothing obviously materialised from it. Although Dessers wasn't really, wasn't his best night, but he was. I think he led the forward line as well as he could, to be quite honest with you.
I think didn't he? Like as you were saying earlier, we needed to get the ball wide to Tierney, and Tierney wasn't getting the ball, so he was dropping deep to get the ball, which meant our side was dropping deep, which meant he was isolated and he was up there on his own.
So I'm saying I think he done well considering. Yeah,
he didn't have much to go on, and whenever he's starved of that, that's whenever you see him, he gets frustrated and he starts doing that stuff where he's kind of throwing himself into people to try and buy cheap files and stuff like that. And it's a frustration side, and then the fans get frustrated with that, because it's something I started to notice as well. It was like the two centre backs were just sort of getting at him and harassing him for rolling about and stuff, and you just knew that it was time for him to come off. That's another thing I would quickly cover was I thought the referee was quite sort of card happy in the first half for a lot of stuff that probably maybe in Scotland wouldn't even be classed as a yellow, let alone a foul.
No, it was some decisions were just utterly baffling. I think when Sterling got booked, it wasn't even a foul. It wasn't like a yellow card worthy tackle. So I found that weird. As you said, he was just handing out yellow cards left, right, and centre. And then I think it was at the start of the second half. Somebody got taken out. It was. I think it was Ridvan actually. Yeah. Maybe it was the start of the second half, because it was obviously when Ridvan was on, and it was a clear booking, and the guy never got booked. Got booked for it. And Cloysty's like, that's he understands why referees and officials get criticised, because the sheer lack of consistency. If you're booking Rangers players for those types of things in the first half, you've got to be booking the Fenerbahçe players as well. But however, we were but I mean, when we're playing in Scotland, it's completely different. So some fouls were just questionable, weren't they?
That's it, folks. I'm doing this for the first time, so I'm only just switched on the comments now, so I see the comments there. I'm just looking at somebody saying that the atmosphere was lacking at some point. I don't know. It didn't come across that when I was watching it. The atmosphere was lacking. I thought that the crowd were sort of feeding off the team and the disappointment of some of the chances that we were creating, and then also thought that the referee was playing a big part. She was sucking the atmosphere, I think, out of the crowd, because, as you say, the consistency of fouls. So some of the biggest issues you were getting was when the referee was actually blown for a foul, or he was he was booking somebody.
Yeah.
Moving on then, the second goal then, the one that takes us to extra time. Again, it's another one of those ones where it could go anywhere really. When it starts pinging off people in the box, it's a lottery really where it's going to go, isn't it?
Aye, and to be quite honest with you, I don't actually think, maybe need to watch it back, but my first reaction was that it wasn't actually a defensive mistake as such. It was just one of those, as you said, unfortunate ping pong goals that I think it hits off Tav's inside leg, and any other day that it's hitting off his knee and he's clearing it or whatever. Other than obviously his mistake for the goal, I thought Tav was absolutely brilliant defensively tonight. I just want to give a wee shout out to him because it was two chances that he saved us twice. Big moments in that game. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have been looking at extra time and penalties. That's for sure.
Well, that's it. There was I think there was a last gasp tackle he made there. I think it was in the 93rd minute where he must manage to get back in and get that left foot of his in. Blocked the chance. Butland had a decent save as well. There was one that went down and he got straight down to it and he just got a big paw to it, stopped it from going in as well. We roll into extra time then. I say there wasn't very many chances in that second half. Really, it was, I think, Czerny had one where the keeper pulled a good save, and I think Egerman had one where the keeper had to dive down and save it. Apart from that, we didn't really offer anything sort of clean cut, and that sort of went the way through extra time as well. We made the changes. We brought on Hadji. And I noticed that Czerny was announced as being subbed off on the tannoy, and he was lying getting the back of his calves rubbed, and they jumped up and told Barry I wasn't going anywhere. And I think Danilo was stripped and I think was on the pitch. Did you see that?
Aye, and then seen the clip of him punching the seat in the frustration, and you've got to respect his frustration, haven't you? Because we were needing a goal and he's a centre forward, so he would have been wanting to come on and make the difference. But it's just one of those things. Czerny was, on and wanting to stay on, and there was just a better option keeping him on, I think, given that Danilo's not really played much football of late. So, made a bit more sense. Then saying that though, I did find it weird, but that he wasn't, subbed to be, potentially to take a penalty, because I'd be giving my centre forwards the ball every day of the week to take penalties. But however, in the end, it didn't really matter.
No, I agree with you there. I wasn't quite sure what was going on, and I seen a lot of sort of folk in the chat and the folk in sort of Twitter weren't really liking that. They were sort of questioning Czerny's. Some seen it as a positive, and some didn't see it. Some seen it as a negative, but I think it was just sort of at that point, the heat of the moment. I think he's probably full of adrenaline as well, and I think he won a lot of folk over. I think the night with that performance, because he ran the length of the pitch, an extra time as well. They come back and stop and attack, and at that point he was blown that he couldn't get back up the pitch to go up the other side. So there wasn't really much happened in extra time that I can mind. It. I think both teams were at that point were sort of blown and were struggling. And folk were going down with cramp. Barron being one of them. I think Barron come off, didn't he? Barron come off and then Lawrence come on. I actually thought Lawrence did all right. I'm totally forgetting about Bajrami. Bajrami came on and I think he divided opinion as well in the group chat. So he did. Some thought he didn't do enough. Some thought he didn't do. He did well. I thought he was involved, but again he was involved, but didn't really contribute.
No.
Anything positive, nothing came out of his involvement, if you know what I mean.
No. And again, I think it transfers back to the fact of the amount of money that he cost, and it's just not really we're not seeing a return on investment with him. And I think because we've suffered so long with players coming into the team who don't ever seem to be contributing with the value that they are or how much they're bought for. So that gets folks' backs up naturally, but he was pretty wasteful and for me as well. I didn't, he didn't impress me, but however, it didn't really, again, didn't really matter in the end, did it?
No, right. We'll get to the big talking point then. The bit where we're all itching to get chatting about, the bit that had your heart in your mouth for. I
Well,
don't know, yeah.
the bit that but the hotel reception had said that they had a noise complaint.
All right, is that where you're at? You're in a hotel, aye?
Aye, that's who was calling. Hotel reception. We've had a noise complaint. Can you keep it down? Anybody's pal.
Aye, his match is over. Brilliant. Right, so first we'll go straight to it then. The first penalty. Butland. Brilliant save, I thought.
Aye, it was. Aye. Made his sail big, dive to the right, but he's covered his sail with his legs for the middle of the goal. So aye, great save, brilliant for his confidence.
Aye, big time. I thought that because again, I've seen folk on Twitter saying that we should be swapping Butland out for
Kelly,
for the penalties, which I don't think would have been the right thing to do. I think he's done all right so far in the game, and the previous game he's earned the right to stay. And in the fact that it's Tadic too that he saves the penalty from, which Tadic's a he's a quality player, so I think that but see, big save like that gets the crowd up and gets the players up as well. Tav steps up and does what he does. It's a great penalty as always.
Aye, he doesn't miss many, so he missed his last penalty. So I don't think he ever misses two in a row quite often. So, aye, put your money on him, putting it away in front of the fans.
That's it. Jekyll scores. Czerny then scores. Rocket a penalty straight down the middle. No nonsense. Something they like to see.
Aye, it is. Yeah.
Then there, Jiku scores, and I think he's the one that scored against us. He scored that goal against us in Turkey. Hadji then missed. I thought Hadji's penalty was. It was poor, in my opinion.
Aye, I mean, it was a decent enough penalty for me, but and the keeper got it down well, pushed it onto the post. So one of those things. I think he's walking up, and you're thinking, is he going to take it with his left? He's going to take it with his right. Decided to take it with his right and go down to the keeper's left. So I just wanted him.
Fred then steps up and he misses as well. Butland saves that one again. Great for the confidence.
And that one was an even better save.
Aye,
brilliant save.
A
save that Alan McGregor would be proud of. Put it that way.
Aye, totally agree with you. Then Lawrence again puts it down the middle again, and then your big man fires it over Yandas.
No, I'm actually glad it was that Fanny that missed, because he was the end that was going back to the referee saying there was a penalty and all that, and getting Jose and all the guys going, and I hate that crap. So I was actually glad it was him that absolutely made a James Hunt of his penalty. Brilliant. Couldn't happen to a better player.
That's it. It's the things you love to see. I did see a lot of things on Twitter saying that a lot of people wanted to see. I'm feeling it at the end, and that was all they were wanting to hear, and it was on as soon as your boy, as soon as the ball hit the deck, up the Cutler Road, overall then it wasn't probably the best performance we've ever had. Tough, it's especially after not playing for a week. You would think the players would be fresh. I know. We do well with these games whenever we have a week off and we're playing in Europe.
No, and I do think though that we need a statement win at Ibrox, because I'm not going to be the Debbie Downer, but it's another game at Ibrox that we've lost, although we're through the next round, and anything's possible now. It really is. We've got Bilbao in the next round. Anything's possible. Quarterfinals, but next home game, I want us to at least have a statement win. But let's enjoy the night. And it was great to see the management and the players go over to the fans, and and being able to give the fans something back after such a crap season.
Aye.
You know, it was actually really good to have the fans, you know, spending the hard-earned wages to see us get into another European quarter-final.
Well, that's it. They certainly got their money's worth. Their money's worth tonight. That's for sure. Like you say, it was good to see. And there was plenty of folk there. It wasn't as if like the stadium had emptied early, because I think at that point everybody's sort of hooked in, because they don't want to miss the drama and miss the atmosphere there, which was brilliant towards the end. It really ramped up whenever the first penalty gets saved. Kind of set the tone, I think, and just gave everybody that. I think it gave the players that injection as well, that we could do this. You know,
that's it. Aye, I mean, the belief's there, so it's on the players now. We've got a couple of suspensions for the next round as well, but I guess we'll discuss that in future pods.
Aye, that's what was it? Diamande, Suter, is Balogun that one? Is he?
I don't think so.
Raskin, maybe. I know Suter and Diamandi's definitely.
Aye, I don't know if there's any more.
I think there's 3. But aye, Bilbao will be tough going, but it'll be a nice wee trip away for the boys that always make these away trips.
Imagine that
early summer.
Potentially some 2 trips to Bilbao, one in April, one in May.
I know in Bilbao, is it?
Aye.
Right. There you go. It's Inaki Williams, the Scottish Inaki Williams plays for Bilbao. Jeez, Inaki Williams against Tavernier. Oh my word. We're thinking ahead of ourselves here.
Aye.
Right, if you were to sum it up then, just quickly, what man of your match and how do you think we'll do against Bilbao and the next couple of games?
Man of the match for me, for us, I think was Suter.
Okay.
I think he won everything in there, and you know, for me, I think he was absolutely brilliant tonight.
I did see towards the last sort of 15-20 minutes, and then the majority of that extra time, every hit the ball come into the box, he was throwing himself at it. He did. He was a stalwart there. For me, you probably picked Czerny because he put everything into that thing. He ran himself ragged, and even when he maybe made the wrong decision, he was always there. He was always an option, you know, for an out ball. If some of their teammates didn't pick him out with the right ball when they should have. And again, he makes things happen. I thought he was brilliant, and you could see it on his face when he scored the penalty. There's plenty of emotion there. I think he's bought into this club big time. I do think it's something we should try and get something done in the summer for him, because I think this is a place where he can certainly kick on from the 20-something goals and assists he's got this season already, you know.
No, that's it. And as Coisty said, the better he does, the harder it's going to be for us to get him to retain his services next season, which is true. It's a catch-22, isn't it?
That's it. It's always the way. It's the same way with Sima, isn't it? Sima had a fantastic season and could have had an even better season hadn't he got that injury. It kept him out for the last 2 months of the crucial part of the season last year, and then, you know, finances being the way they were, it was always going to be a late call to try and get him, and then Champions League football came back in, so he wasn't going to turn that down, really, is he?
No, not at all, mate.
Right, well, do you know, it was good chatting to you.
I
hope you enjoyed that, guys. That was some game.
Okay, absolutely brilliant. Just to give a wee shout out, Jock, to our sponsor off to the match I go. So anybody that's looking for any bespoke present for family, for friends, football, sports, fire on over. Use the QR code or just Facebook them. Get on their website. They offer payment plans family-run business, based in the business. I can't endorse them highly enough. So yeah, if you've got as I said, you've got a relative with the first scheme at Ibrox, Barry and Co, they'll design a frame with the ticket, the programme, a strip. Honestly, going over the website, you'll be spoiled for choice.
Thanks again, everybody. Please like and subscribe and follow the Rangers Journal if you aren't already done so. Cheers.